Good morning, PhoenixTypewriter.com here. Got a Smith Corona 2200 into the shop a couple days ago, and it's got a problem I haven't seen in a while. The thing is, this machine is really nice. It's blue on blue, and it's in pretty good condition, pretty clean. This customer bought it at the Goodwill store for 20 bucks. They went and bought a cartridge for it. Of course, they didn't buy it for me. I don't know why. Nobody buys these things for me. They just go to Amazon.com. But you need to support your local retailers. Card guy is kind of messed up. I have a video that shows how to clean these. I can get that completely clean. All that white out and gunk and make that shiny again. But that's not the problem. Problem is this machine goes haywire. When you turn it on, let me plug it in here. I'll show you. Okay, on off is under here, right here. This light comes on, but then it goes crazy. And I already took a look while the customer was waiting, and it's the Backspace here. It's a power Backspace, and it just won't stop. So let's take this cover off. Top cover comes off with these latches, one on that side and one on this side right there, and then this top cover comes off while you take the cartridge out, and then push this button in, and this will come right on out. And there's a little, when you take this off, you can't turn the machine on. These machines have a little spring right here, and if you remove this spring like this, you just let it dangle right there. You can leave it dangle, or you can connect it down below. Then the button will work. It's a safety switch for the top lid. So I went ahead and did that so I can turn the machine on. I did already loosen the screws on the bottom case. So that clutch is right down in there. And you can see it, sort of, but it's not latching up. It just keeps on going, and it's pulling this rod. That's the Backspace rod right there. Okay, let's take the bottom off here. Okay, unplug this guy. And like I said, I already removed these screws. There's a cap right here to get the cord access. It just pops off. This cover comes off pretty easy once you move those 4 screws, and then you just shove the cord through this opening, and then you can set the bottom aside. Okay, so what we have here is a standard Smith Corona. Virtually all the parts in here are the same as the manual typewriters. You know, the star wheel's the same, the escapement's the way, the bell's the same. Of course, they did put an electric motor in here and this mechanism for the return. And then there's some mechanism for the return, but a lot of this is identical to the manual typewriter, except for, of course, the motor and the belt system over here. And this actually takes a different belt system than most of the electric Smith Coronas. It's a one belt job. So it's one big belt, 250 teeth. It's a little different than the dual belt system. But and it's got electric backspace. So let's we got to take this pulley off. We got to get to that. This bracket's got to come off right here. And, we'll do that real quick. It's pretty easy. Got a big tension spring here. Okay, and then this arm will, if we turn this the right way and push down, it comes off. There it goes. Swing the arm out, take the belt off. Alright, come on. Out of there. Okay. Belt is off, and then this pulley is held on by a set screw in here. pretty hard to get to, but there it is right there. Okay, so let me look. Got some wrenches here. Pretty sure I've got a wrench here to fit this. Alright, let's try. This one here. Nope, that's too big. Okay. Let's try this guy. So it's just an Allen wrench. Oh, look at that. Oh. Alright. Okay, so back that screw out of there. This also has a variable part right here. This controls the impression control of the belt. Speeds or slows the pulley down. Okay, let's see if this comes off. Alright. Okay, so this just got one set screw, and it lines up with that. There's a big hole here, the big hole. Okay. Put these out of the way. Alright, so the clutch is in here. And let's see if I can get some light down in here. So here's the trigger, Backspace trigger. And I guess this is probably needs to remove this clutch here, or the spring. See if I can get this off. Oh, okay. The clutch is going to come out with it. Okay. That's okay. Oh yeah, this is all messed up. What happened to this thing? Once these get bent, they don't like to work right. They're very sensitive to. Okay, everything else looks all right now. Shine a little light in here and see. There's one dealie right here. Huh. Not sure what that does. Okay. Well, let's look at, see if I can find this clutch. I've got some clutches here in the box of electric clutches for electric typewriters. So all these are similar style spring clutches. In fact, this is a electric clutch right here, and this one I believe fits silver reed. It's the same size, but it's thicker spring. They're very sensitive to being exactly right. And then there's all kinds of clutches. There's another clutch here. It's got arms that grab. Here's a clutch right here. That's from an Adler typewriter. So the spring's in there, and it's got a collar, and it turns, powers on, and then it catches this little notch here and stops. Release, and it goes. Catch it, and stops. So let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the clutch right here. So that's the same as that. And we got a couple springs here. So let's see. There's one. There's two. This one looks new. That one looks used. I think we'll try the used one in case I mess something up here. Okay, so yeah, some of these are pretty big. This looks like a shift clutch, but it's so it's a tab on this one's inside. They're all made a little different. The tabs are in different places and stuff. Okay, so we got a new spring. That's looking a lot better than the old spring. And so let's put it on here. It should have a little hole there for that tab to go into right there. So let's put that together here and see. This is on here. Okay. Okay, so it's on, and if it fits good, right to the edge, it's a perfect fit. Hey, this just might work. Alright, so set that aside. Now this piece goes on. So this is a cam, and that's what drives the drives this roller right here. That pushes against that, and that drives Backspace. So let's stick this in here. Manipulate it around here. Let's see. Alright, gotta move that roller out of the way. Get around the cam there. Okay, perfect. Okay, that worked. That's pretty slick. So yeah, that roller sits on the cam back there. And then this little piece right here should be on that side of the arm, so it's stopping it right there, so it shouldn't cycle. If it's triggered like that, and that little arm goes by it, so we're going to leave it right there and reassemble this and see if I can get this back together now. Okay, so now this guy's got a matching slots here for this slot, and then that screw has to line up with this other, the big hole there. Here we go. So let's put this in like that. Let's see if I can get this to. Oops! It moved on me. Okay, so this is going to line up with those notches, and then line the screw up with the big hole. So make sure everything is in place. Okay, that fit right in there. Let me tighten this up here. Okay, add a little extra strength to this. Make sure it's really tight. Okay. Okay, I'm going to manually turn this now, I think. Okay, good. It's not doing anything, and now, if I hit Backspace, that looked like it worked. So, let's see. Okay, so hit Backspace and this link should move. Good. Okay, that feels right. Just put the belt back on here. Okay, so the belt goes back to the motor, and then this little idler above this idler, and let's see if we can get this bit on here. Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and run this and see if it runs. Oops. Gotta plug it in over here. I'll give this a power run. Okay. Oh, looks good. Oh, we can try the Backspace. Ah, nice. Alright. That's the way it should work. Okay, this little pin goes in right here. That is the variable control. It pushes in and out. It moves this little this device here, and actually increases or decreases the speed of this pulley and how hard it hits. It's controlled by this guy, which is controlled by this arm. So when this is in place, it moves that pulley, this arm, in and out like that. Just a little bit. Let's put the spring on. Okay. Bingo. So now that should move in and out. Let's turn it on to see how it works. Okay. Okay. That's in place. I think we got this guy. Move the slide out of the way. Turn this off. Let's try this. Let's try it under real conditions here. Put the cartridge back in here. Way to try the backspace is type a letter, go back 2, 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 and then go back 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Let's try power. That's it. I think we got it. That's a pretty good repair. Alright, so that's how you do a power clutch on an electric typewriter. These clutches are kind of the same. There's another one over here for the ribbon feed right here. So every time this goes, it drives this clutch right here, right there, just like that. There's clutches all in these electric typewriters. These are pretty nice typewriters and pretty good. It's not too dirty or anything. I mean, this is pretty good for a $20 purchase. And it does look like the ribbon is printing good. I know some of these cartridges were bad. Oh, look at that. The W is not printing. Let's see what's wrong with that. Let's take a look at that while we're on the camera here. So power up the W. The way to do that is turn this, hit the W like that, and it's going to come up. And then he can reach up here. I have a feeling it's probably just not. Oops. Well, it feels alright. Try to straighten that link out down here. It's bent a little bit. It feels tight up here. Let's try a different letter. Oh, it feels the same. Huh. Okay, let's try it again. See if that's working. Okay, that's all it was. The link was bent a little bit because there she goes. Yeah, we're checking these out. Good deal. It seems a little slow too. I think the link looks straight on the 8. I can see it from here, but let's try 1. Let's do it manually. Make sure it's not rubbing against the... oh, it's going in there square. Yeah, might just have to be... turn the impression up on this, so it's got a control here, 1 through 10. That's light. That's heavy. You can definitely hear the difference in this when you turn this wheel. So that's light, and that's heavy or hard. I think we're just going to leave it on a light. It's awful light. So there's light, there's hard. A little bit of difference. But main problem is fixed. I'll worry about the rest later. Oops. And that's it for today's video. Smith Corona 2200 electric. Look at that, with a Space-O-Matic. Space-O-Matic. Registered trademark. Space-O-Matic. Oh, that's because that's got power space here. Built-in electric power space. Power. I like it. I don't know, sometimes I've been doing this a long time and I don't really remember. Space-O-Matic. Smith Corona. King of portables. Alright, Phoenix Typewriter, good day.